Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Josh's Integra DC5 Type R. Now this is a car that was featured on the channel previously, and it's been a while since we took a look at it, and Josh has changed quite a few things and has quite a few plans for this car in 2023. So this is going to be part or the first of a series of videos on the Integra as we follow what he's up to and what he plans to do next.
Do you like it? It's all pretty. It's all pretty and nice and neat.
It does. I mean, it still looks lovely. I really like the polished inlet. And you've gone.
It was powder coated. It wasn't polished.
I thought it was polished.
No, it's powder coated. It wasn't polished.
You told me it was polished.
No, it's ported polished. The inside is polished.
Okay, fine.
Yes, to help it flow better. The actual outside was powder coated.
Oh.
It's ported and polished in there now.
It's all the same thing. Is that the same one?
It's exactly the same one. I said to Jaden I'd do a mention for him because he's the unknown fab guy.
Yeah, I've seen you post stuff on Instagram. He's
going to set me up. So what the plan is he was like, I love it, but I don't like this. He hates this.
That does look a bit funny.
So I'm getting a red. That's the wrong red. It's going to be like more like this.
Okay.
Because that's too orangey for the Honda one. The original Honda one is like darker. And then he's going to weld an AN10 fitting there, and he's going to make me a custom catch can with a bracket to mount to these bolts, and then like an AN line to there, rather than vent it to the atmosphere. We'll have to see, because I did say to him, I was like, you can't mount it anywhere because there's like I've had all my holes welded up and stuff.
Yeah, of course, everything's been relocated and tucked, isn't it? So
yeah,
a lot less space.
All that. So this, right? You know, my power steering lines used to come like this side. And I always used to be like, oh, I'm scared of them touching the belt. Well, I've got Josh from Proline we made some new ones and routed them in the heat wrap. So it's away and heat protected from the exhaust manifold, and it runs all the way down there now. Okay. So it's away from pulleys and stuff.
That makes sense, yeah. And is that braided hose new?
This, yeah. So I don't know if you might be able to see under there off my thermostat.
Yeah.
I fitted a AN12 fitting.
Yeah, I'll try and get the camera in there in a minute.
AN12 fitting into the braided line.
Yeah.
And then also the other thing I've done is heat management. So like heat wrapped my throttle cable because it's obviously sitting on the block. And then I heat wrap my brake lines because they sit back there. That's quite close to the exhaust. So heat
extra boiling of your brake fluids always.
Yeah. So I heat wrap that as well. Wheels and tyres, yeah. Other wheels, they're right at the back, but MRF 215 45 17s, and then just some rotor force wheels. I can't remember, so I think they're 17 by 7.5 ET 48 or something. I don't know. They shouldn't rub the rear is more important for me. I think at a later date if I want to get some wider wings and then run a staggered setup so I can run wider on the front.
I take it there's loads of different wing options as well.
Yeah, I want the Ings ones, same as my bumper and stuff. But they're like quite a lot of money from Japan, so. Yeah.
What was that other thing you showed me earlier? Is that here?
Oh yeah, the tow hook, yeah. That just attaches here. I need to look at that. Look, it rolled into when I was in the garage with Scott. It rolled into a.
It's just.
we had to push it around the workshop, and I pushed it too hard, and it rolled into like a cabinet and bent it. I mean, it's not bad.
Decided to sort of
rust. It's not the world's cleanest Integra now. So I just want to get a new one, and then I want to get a new one and powder coat that, and then the tow hook literally just fits. Like I'm trying to get it out actually.
Oh, you gone for
that's just naturally just orange.
Naturally
well, no,
orange,
not naturally orange.
It's like, naturally orange.
Just I
was going to say because I thought you'd probably go for one that's red. Like
I might get powder coat red to be fair, but then it sort of just goes like.
I kind of like the orange. Like,
yeah.
It's just a different accent colour.
Well, it matches that and the side repeaters. I've seen a few cars with this tow hook because it seems to be like the only one you can get without cutting your bumper. And here, and round like that, and then bolts into it like that, basically. The as you know, I have a set of Drag Cartel 3.2 cams at home.
Yes.
Springs, retainers for this. So
the plan is, it's like 260, 270 now.
it's 275 now.
And the plan will be probably, hopefully, fingers crossed,
Over 300.
Over 300, yeah.
That's the goal, yeah. A 74mm throttle body now rather than a 70, 3.5 inch intake rather than a 3. Just more air. I've also got like a duct that goes here somewhere. That'll go underneath the bumper. So it's like this, it's a J's Racing rep. If you find a genuine J's Racing one, you're a rich man. But basically, will attach to the front of the crash bar. Obviously can't do it because this is in the way, but sort of sit like in here underneath the slam panel.
And the grill's here, isn't it, normally? So you're not
yeah, so
see this.
you won't see it. You get it, but drill a hole in there, attach it into that.
Right.
Same on this one here. Obviously my filter's going to be here-ish, somewhere. So when you're fast on a racetrack, or even on the road, air's going to come through the grill, through this duct, like directly into the filter. Open filters aren't necessarily the best for power because it all gets hot, but if you can keep it cool, then they're pretty good.
Yeah, it depends where they're mounted.
Yeah,
you've got to trim down the carbon fibre bit for this as well.
Yeah,
you did have it sat pretty much like
it was like up here, wasn't it?
So,
yeah, so that has been cut now. I need to drill a hole for the intake temperature sensor.
Well, saying as well, this is now a Recaro featured car.
Yes, it is on the Recaro Instagram page because
Yeah.
I made it in life and I'm famous. My shed is famous.
Yeah.
I've got a week off at the end of January to crack on with stuff like redo my battery. I'm really like not looking forward to that.
Yeah, you got a super lightweight battery.
Yeah, deadweight industry one. It's like really light.
There's some new side repeaters as well.
No.
Buying little OEM parts.
No, I haven't actually. I got them, right? But whichever way they come out, there's no bulb thing.
What you say there?
I was like, brilliant. So I had to like go to a scrapyard, get these ones off like I think he's off like a EP2 Civic or something, just to get the bulb bit.
Right. That's it.
Money pit.
With an Expo in the background. It's not bad.
That is actually the Top Gear Expo that Jeremy Clarkson drove. That is the actual one, yeah.
Where he had like his face and it was sort of flapping.
Yeah,
in the wind.
exactly. That's the exact car, yeah.
Brilliant.
Intake. I need to. Well, with an RRC, that intake manifold, the idle air control valve port doesn't exist. So I spoke to Jesse at JCal and he said to basically cut this thermal gasket.
Okay.
So it allows airflow through that little hole into your idle air control valve, and then it should idle a bit more efficiently for when you start. So I'm going to try that. If that doesn't work, I'll probably just delete that and just go from there. Intake pipe, 3.5 inch carbon fibre, the most expensive bit of pipe I've ever bought in my life.
How much was it, do I dare ask?
$79.99.
For that?
Yeah. Well, it was longer. It was longer, and then I obviously trimmed it. Trimmed it down, and now it's worth nothing. But I'm about to drill a hole in it that I could mess up. So
the pressure.
Yeah, I know. I'm not really looking forward to it, to be fair, because I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Carbon's different to metal pipe, isn't it? So I'm gonna tape.
Oh, you're going with this?
Well, yeah. So I've got to drill a small pilot hole, and then I've got to open it up with that.
Right. Okay. That's my theory out the window. You're on your own.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't really. I've got a set of grommets in a box over there. I need to find the right one for the sensor that fits, and then drill a hole big enough to fit the grommet, so there's no play or space in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to tape it up, mark it, drill a pilot hole, and then go full wham with that. Skunk 2 velocity stack, 3.5 inch. Ram Air, 3.5 inch. Filter. You'll be like, oh, I like the red one more because it looked cool. But the hybrid racing one, I mean, it was smaller than this, and it also didn't have an opening at the front. Like this was enclosed, like flat. So on paper, theory, this should suck more air or allow more airflow.
Yeah. Are we there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, nice.
Hole. And then this grommet should slot in there.
Sweet.
Like that. It's almost like factory, isn't it? And then your sensor should just go in like that.
And then after that, that was the most complex part, I guess.
Yeah, I think
the rest of it's really simple.
I reckon I could use a smaller grommet, you know.
You buy all these?
Yeah, I got them as a pack. All right, yeah, I reckon I could use a smaller grommet. Size, isn't it? That definitely fits.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, you want it to be though, so there's no vacuum leaks. Okay, so that is actually like a better fit now.
Yeah.
And then that will slot in, and it's like there's a barb on this, as you can see.
Yeah.
So, like, admittedly, when I put this in, I'll need to remove it if I ever need to. I'll have to pull the grommet out itself.
Okay.
But then I put that in there, and that's like in there.
Yeah.
And there's no vacuum leak there. And that measures your
Nice.
intake temps. So let's go with. So this is going to go. I've got to get a reducing Cooper because 3.5 inch to a 74mm throttle body.
Yeah.
So then this goes in here. If I don't get this square, my OCD will really bother me. It's pretty
If you go
flush.
too far, then you push it the other
Push
way.
it in and it comes out. I've done that before. And then I need a 7mm. See how that it sits higher in certain places, the gasket and stuff, because the Integra throttle body is like universal fit. You just have to take your time getting the holes lined up properly. Doesn't quite match like an OEM one, but it actually is still good. Okay, and then this, what should I do? And that, obviously Jubilee clips would hold it down.
And hold it taut as well.
Yeah, exactly. Intake, short ram intake on a K series.